Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Dior, and this is Langrisser Mobile Apex Season 16. Hey, look, multiple videos this week. All right, this box was actually really interesting. You can see has some similar faces. This person uses Theon of all things. This guy was it Sagani? We see a juggler. We see a God, what is her name? Girl in the Shell. They have an SPL meta just like me. They have a Selvaria just like me. Heck, they're even using SP Freya there. They do have a Boro, so I immediately banned a Boro because I just don't have an answer for him. It's actually going to be really painful soon because soon there's going to be another Boro that I'm going to have to deal with in the form of Isolde. The good news is I will have Isolde, and that will at least be nice to have. But yeah, not some things I'm looking forward to. All right. They go ahead and ban my Rose and Seal, and they take Rose and Seal. So I was like, all right. As for the box in general, I honestly don't even know how to react to this box. It has assassinations, a lot of long range, yeah, just a lot of insane long range, and multiple ways to kind of negate my guard entirely. So I go ahead and get rid of Selvaria because I'm actually kind of scared of when my opponent's first player was Selvaria, and I also get rid of the Awakened one. To be honest, I think I was overly cautious here, and I feel like I'm going to pay for that. So I go ahead and grab Christiane. They go ahead and get rid of my Liana, get rid of my Grinshield, and they take their Grinshield. I have kind of mixed feelings about Grinshield at this point, because sometimes I have control over her and I'm not too worried about it, and then there's matches where I'm just like, I can't do anything about you. And then I'm just dead. Go ahead and get rid of Sagani, get rid of Karika. I'm very, very paranoid about the long-range physical damage, so I do what I can there. And I go ahead and grab Lycoris. In hindsight, I think Lycoris is probably the best bet. Almeda, I think, would probably have been safer, but I think I think Lycoris is the best bet. Faction buff and the fact I have a lot of passive healing. So I got Kaguya and Tatalia, and they grab Theon. I know a little bit about Theon just thanks to the fighting a little bit with him in some matches, and he's actually used in some of the story. But I actually don't know how deadly he is. Like I know he's a pseudo assassin, so I mean he has assassination skills. But other than that, like I know he does like some range shenanigans that can do fixed damage. But beyond and can do some like dots, but other than that, I was just like, I don't know what to do with you. I go ahead and get rid of Juggler, get rid of Lita. I think that's her name. Oh, Lena, sorry. Grab Selvaria. Honestly, my makeup here is not great. I don't actually have a buffer for Selvaria, but I wanted someone that can actually do damage. They go ahead and grab Girl in the Shell. And at this point, I go ahead and get rid of their SPL meta, get rid of Freya. I'm kind of okay with everything else here. And I go ahead and grab Namiya. Again, in hindsight, I think the better call would have been probably Pyrotes. Yeah, honestly, Pyrotes would have been much better. Yeah, I should have grabbed Pyrotes. I had a faction buffer for her. And I go ahead and grab, yeah, and I got Lightbringer. I should have grabbed Pyrotes. Alright, so my opponent here, Rose and Seal with sorceresses. We got Girl in the Shell with all of our exclusives, including Link Smash as our AoE. It has Deck Gunners as well. Grin Shield, Standard Kit, Air Slash, 3C, and Cold Shield. Got Christiane here, Cavalry class. Standard Kit here with Angels. And then we've got Theon here with Earth Elf Knights, which could steal buffs. In fact, I haven't seen Earth Elf Knights since like Himeko days. Has Shadow Ray, which is kind of a standard bypass guard ability that most assassins get. His talent includes crit and crit damage increase. After dealing damage to an enemy, it applies 1 stack of fracture, and after taking action, you take fixed damage and ignores immunity by an amount equal to 0.5 times the caster's attack. Stacks up to 5 times, lasts for 2 turns. When casting a straight line skill, it applies a spinner, like one of his little chakrams, and you can use that to call back and do additional damage. Essentially, is the gist of it. Yeah, calls it back, and then adds more stacks. And then he has some stuff here that allows him to just throw more stuff around to kind of do more damage. He can do some weird like line AoEs that could curve and things like that. It's kind of interesting, but he just doesn't really do enough damage to really matter in most cases. Alright. But my opponent's being really aggressive and pushing up. I'm mostly concerned about the Grin Shield. I go ahead and throw out Mass Protect just in case. I'm somewhat concerned about Link Smash or Dark Hole possibly negating my heals here. I honestly did not pay attention to a single one of Girl Michelle's upgrades, because honestly they did not matter to me. I do have 2 tanks here, which part of the reason why I grabbed 2 tanks was because of Grin Shield. To be honest, I think I should have just played it safer and just had 1 and just try to be a bit more aggressive with my assassins. So I go ahead and use this opportunity to go ahead and throw out some terrain. And I'm also kind of just not in a good situation as far as buffs are concerned, which is the other issue I have. So I go ahead and do some damage here, nothing too serious. It's also throw out some, terrain here, I'm just doing what I can. I don't have any act again, so I kind of have to just play it by ear. Oh, right. My opponent did throw out a terrain chakram thing. I didn't even notice. It's actually right... Yeah, it's right here, the spinner. Anyone that's within 1 ring will take damage. So that's what happened there when Savari moved up. Just took some extra damage. Alright. Alright, so here's my buff here. Oh, I apologize. I didn't even go over what I have. It's been a while since I've used Lightbringer. I've actually been really tempted to replace her. I did bring Strengthen, so I do have that up and running. Unfortunately, it takes an action to set it up, and I don't really have the time to spare. Yeah, I went full heals here with Mass Resist and all that, so yeah, I'm really, really reliant on Strengthen here to help out. And since I don't have PR Test, I don't really need the faction buff. I think that was probably the idea, was just try to make PR Test just work purely on heals. But honestly, it wasn't the best call. So, gonna get hit with Link Smash here. So, the unfortunate thing here is I did get a mobility down here. I think I got paranoid. Yeah, I think this is where I got a little too defensive. I think for some reason I thought if my opponent threw out a shield now... Oh, actually, yeah. No, I had to do it. Because right now, Grin Shield has freaking Breeze active. So Breeze makes it so she can literally go here, throw out a shield here. And since I just got a mobility down thanks to that stupid Link Smash, I have to get rid of this first. So another function upgrade. They're getting ticked by my terrain now. So I go ahead and use mass heal here just to kind of get the stuff up and running. I go ahead and use this to also get some immunity active. And then I'm going to get hit with this. So 3C. Does some damage, nothing too crazy. I am invulnerable to a lot of this, thankfully. Did get another mobility down, which was really annoying. I think it just does a random one, doesn't it? Yeah, random debuff. Of course, out of all the millions of debuffs there are, I always get mobility down on Lightbringer. I don't know how it always happens. The immunities did stick, so it did prevent the fractures from happening, which is nice. And then my opponent flees. And then it calls this back, does some extra damage. Again, I'm invulnerable, so not an end game there. So I go ahead and do Strengthen here. So Savaria is buffed here. Also, just the mobility down was just for 1 turn. So got rid of all of that. So I go ahead and use this opportunity to go ahead and get rid of the assassin. I think that was my only target. Yeah, I think it was my only target. Let's see. 3, 6, 9... Oh, actually, I could have gone for other characters. But Theon definitely could have done guard bypass, and I definitely did not want to deal with him anymore. Come to think of it. Just checking. Yeah, he still had his AoE, his other AoE, and he had Shadow Raid. He doesn't have he doesn't have any way of moving extra steps, which is his disadvantage. So he didn't really have very many ways to actually get in to actually do an assassinate, but I was very paranoid about being assassinated. So, problem solved. Alright, so 4 on 5. I'm somewhat surviving. I'm kind of just passing turns, just staying in my own terrain to get healed and get rid of buffs. Or get rid of debuffs, rather. Go ahead and do mass resist, just to get more terrain out and get some immunities active. I'm gonna get hit with Meteor. Alright, so at this point, AoEs have been dealt with for now. So I'm at least in that good shape. And I go down here to go ahead and try to get some distance so I can do some more sniping shenanigans. Unfortunately, I think my heavy reliance here is going to be kind of my undoing. I think I should have been... No, I don't really have any options. The biggest issue right now, even though I got a kill in, is my opponent's still doing more damage than me. So I'm just trying to keep, you know, pressure any way I can and trying to keep damage up. But as you can see, I'm just having a lot of trouble. Alright, get strength inactive. So unfortunately, yeah, my opponent moved away here, and they're just playing it safe. So the only target I have here is Christian here. But I do get kill. So I do get rid of one of her lives. Unfortunately, this does make it so she gets Dream Poetry active, which of course gives her the one of the better floral buffs, which gives her just, yeah, now all of her stats are slightly higher as well, which does make a difference. I actually barely did enough damage to get killed there earlier. So this rock that's in front of me is actually kind of a pain, because it prevents me from pushing forward as easily. Yeah, so I'm just trying to throw out some terrain, while also trying to stay out of range. The other issue I'm kind of running into is every time Grinshield procs her freaking breeze, it just shuts me down as far as like mobility is concerned. So I think at this point, like I said, I was trying to just keep up the pressure as far as doing sniping, and that's putting me in a worse and worse position, as you can see. It's like putting me in this corner. And since I can't move onto this rock here, this is pretty much ensuring that there's always a spot for Grinshield to throw a shield, and that's what's really hurting me right now. So I go ahead and throw out some more 3Cs, just to throw out more terrain, do a little extra damage here and there. Yep, there's the breeze proc. So this screws me. That breeze proc was probably the turning point. Because, yeah, with this... not quite. Oh, actually, no. Yeah, it is enough. So the situation is right now the only thing that's guarding Lycoris right now is Christian. And so my opponent can just run up and throw a shield in front of Christian and kill Lycoris. And there's not much I can do about that. I can't move back. If I move back, they'll just throw a shield and hit both of them. Yeah, so I'm in a bad position right now. I literally, like, even if I move Lycoris now, there's no place for her to move, is the situation. So I go ahead and just use this opportunity to do Strengthen. There's the full heal. So I was thinking, okay, I did snipe earlier and was able to get something to happen. But unfortunately, the combination of the damage, the crystal healing, and the floral buff, I actually can't reliably do enough to kill Christiane again. And here comes this. She has fixed damage immunity. And sure enough, I'm just gonna get hit here. Yep. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do about it. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot Christiane again. So, the other mistake I made here was trying to take out Christiane. I should have held on to this Coral Volley, because I can just see my opponent fully committed here. But the other issue is I'm gonna not have the initiative. Is the issue? I have no way of actually retaliating in time. So I go ahead and do full bloom just to do some extra damage. Unfortunately, just not in a good position. So yeah, just getting whacked here. Fireball. We'll get a self-res here. Yeah, so I can only do a normal attack here. Okay, I do get kill. That's the good news. Fortunately, that's about the only good news I have. Because now I'm in a situation where I just can't do enough damage to get kills. Go ahead and do disarm here. And I was close. I almost got the kill. That would have been enough. That would have actually got me the win. And then, of course, I take a self-res here because I can't actually get away because of the shield. So, needless to say, I'm kind of in the bad position. All my stuff's on cooldown. Mist is closing in, and I can't really get myself in a very good position anymore. Yep, getting hit with Link Smash. This pretty much just guarantees I'm not gonna... I actually got caught up pretty well in the damage, but it's still not gonna be enough. And as you can see, there's only 3 spots left, and I have 4 characters, and it's just not gonna... It's not gonna be good enough. So I throw out more of this stuff just to get some terrain out for some little bit of extra damage. And unfortunately, I don't have an attack buff here. So even with Coral Volley, not enough damage. Yeah, my opponent has first strike, so I'm pretty sure I can't even get killed. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way I'll be able to get kill here. And all my stuff's also on cooldown besides 3C. I mean, this is just the general disadvantage of Silvaria. She kind of is not designed to fight in close range. She's a sniper for a reason. And yeah, so I'm in this position. And as you can see, there's not really much I can do. I can't even fully guard everyone. Namiya is currently exposed. So yeah, I think I should have gone for... I should not have gone for... Well, there's a lot of mistakes. Some of it was bad luck because of Breeze, but the other issue was I probably should have killed someone other than Theon and just dealt with the issue that he was going to close in on me eventually. Because as you can see, I just... Rosensealed isn't usually a problem until she is the usual statement. Because yeah, you don't want to be in this situation where she can just keep healing and set up a 3C. Yeah, I think taking out... yeah, taking out freaking Girl in the Shell here would have probably done better. So I go ahead and just do an attack here, just to see what will happen. So yeah, as you can see, I get first struck and then I attack. It does decent damage, but it's just not enough. and I go ahead and call it there. So yeah, not the best band pick, to be honest. I should have... There are definitely other characters I should have picked. I should have picked Pyrotes, not Nemea. That was probably the biggest thing, is if I had picked Pyrotes, I would have had a more reliable sniper to essentially bypass guard with. And at the very least, I would have someone to bypass guard with that can doesn't require special requirements. Nemea can bypass guard, but it requires them to be in water, which did happen towards the end, which I think was probably a mistake on my part. I think that's something I also forgot, was I forgot Nemea can bypass guard when it's in water. I always assume it's because of the status effect. I could check that though. But yeah, needless to say, I've been kind of on a bit of a losing streak. My percentage is abysmal. But I do get to play around with a bunch of characters I usually don't mess around with too much. So yeah, with Nemea, I believe the requirement is... Yeah, if the enemy is in water. Yeah, at the end there was water in the middle, and I could have taken advantage of that, but I was dumb. So yeah, I could have actually won that match, maybe. There was a lot of things I could have done better. It's kind of the theme these past couple weeks, is just a lot of dumb mistakes. And in any case, I'll go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Eeyore. This was Langrisser Mobile Apex Season 16, and I'll see you guys next time.